Okay, stairs and materials. Let's see, we have a stair actually under realistic. So we're seeing the materiality of the stair right now. This is standard from a Revit file I have here. So I'm just gonna select the stair and copy it so we can start seeing where we change it to the materials, okay? When changing materials of a stair, the most important thing is duplicating a lot of stuff, naming properly so you know what you're changing and where. So as you know, there's two components, the railing component separate from the stair itself. Stair has several options, several types and families. Each of them will have the materials in different places. I'm just going to focus on the assembled stair now. So let's change some of that parts of the stair. So edit type. First thing, as I mentioned, is duplicate to make sure you're changing specific stair that you want. Say duplicate, and let's just name this something like entry hall or something like that. Okay, so now we know that's a unique stair. You know, probably naming the stairs by location in your project makes sense. And then here you will start changing things, run type. Here you have materials, but before you do anything, I would recommend always duplicate and either now entry hall, and you can even give a material or something or anything you want, but make sure you rename those. Okay, so those are the treads and risers that you can change here. So for example, for whatever reason, let's see, let's search for something else like a wood, oak, flooring, and risers could be anything else, metal, stainless steel, and you can change it. Then again, I recommend duplicating those. The landing type, you can also change that. Normally it says the same as the run. You can just say that the landing material is different than the run, and you can just say whatever it is. This, you can even obviously create your own view material. And whole stair, plastic. I inserted this red material, and the stringers are right here. So you will, well, let me see, okay, here, you will click on the 3 points here, and again, stringer, if you want to change, I would recommend duplicating. Again, entry, home, and again, probably makes sense to name it with a particular material. So okay, and here you can change it from by category or to whatever it is. Aluminum, copper, whatever it is. Okay, you have left support. You can just assign the same one or a different one. You can have each of the hosts. You can, by the way, they have many options, say none and so on, different stringer options. But if you want to change the material, that would be the place to do it. Okay, there you go. So some of the materials, we said oak floor for the tread. It was, I believe, a type of metal for the riser. Stringers, just made it copper. And the landing, I decided that it was going to be different, a plastic and red. Why not? It's up to you to decide what materials you want. So railing is a different story. So you select the railing, edit type. You will duplicate railings, and you can call it something like stair, entry hole. Again, naming is important. And then here, once you have it unique, notice how we change the landing in that one. because we didn't duplicate that landing. So be careful with those things. You have to duplicate every single element during the landing. So here we're going to have the balusters. You need to know where these families are. Baluster square 25 millimeters. That's where you change the type of baluster, which is the vertical element of the railing. So where do we change that? Well, let's take a look. Okay, we're gonna come here to the families. There you go, all the way down, search for railings, and here is balusters. You can duplicate this option and call it something like entry hall. Hall, stair, rail. Okay, you double click on it, and here's where you change it. It's already duplicated. You click on the 3 points, and let's just say a new one. Rename. Say stick. Click, comes in. Okay, there it is under the duplicated option. And you just need to make sure that's applied to that baluster. So this is square, and I changed the round. So I think this is the one. We're gonna search for it. Here's round baluster rail. You can change all of those or some of those. And I just changed, I think, this one, the first one, and the corner one. So you can select edit type and change them here as well. And change this option, which is the one that repeats. Notice the circle ones. Here we have the Baluster family. Let me see. There we go. So that was the change that you need to do. Create that element and place it. Now the last thing is actually the railing itself. So obviously we can change this railing to be the one we created, entry hall. So that would start copying that one. And the railing itself is actually select the railing, edit type, and you can find it here under top railing. There we go. You can click here and obviously again duplicate and set it entry hall stair railing. Okay, so once we have that, we can also change the material here. Let's say you want a new material for that, or one of the defaults. And let's say it is whatever, yellow plastic as well. Something to plastic today. The number plastic. Why not? It's coming. There we go. Okay. There is assigned to that one. Okay. There you have it. So now it's your new funky stair. So for this stair, we did the change of the landing. landing type. We change it to this one because we actually did not duplicate this landing. Okay, so we need to duplicate the landing for this project. So when we did the change of landing here, landing type, we should have, let's leave it where it is. We say, okay, now they're the same. And now if you want, that's what we should have done is actually go to the landing type, duplicate the landing and say, entry hall, stair. That's actually the landing. Okay, and now that is duplicated, you can say different and give me whatever material code. That's the one we selected. There. So now notice how this stair is completely different than that one because I started duplicating every single element. So I could change the materials. So see, now there are many duplicated here and there, but it's perfectly possible obviously to have everything different. Now be careful if you don't duplicate, you're changing the landing of a different stair, the railing of a different stair, and it becomes a little bit of a nightmare. So yeah, hopefully that helps.